Good gaming, ladies and gentlemen. My name's Nigel, and today we're going to watch some new play cEDH. In turn order, we will have Kenrith, Yeva, Kinnan, and Marvo. This was happening at the Expedition Rive Sud, allowing us to film on premises. Thank you very much, guys. It was an event, part of. It's just a small tournament that we had back in June. So we will go straight to the deck tech. Going in the deck tech, starting in a clockwise order, we've got Yeva. Yeva is a really technical deck that needs to be played a lot to remember. She will use multiple stack speeds to slow the down game until she's able to collect Ashaya and Quirion, one of the combos to make infinite mana, because you can return your mana dorks, put that back onto the field, and then you can kill with Infectious Bite, giving infinite poison counter to everyone. Well, 10, because you don't need to give infinite poison counter. Right after, we'll have our little boy Kinnan Bonder Prodigies. One of the top decks will try to play a bunch of free mana rocks to tap for 2. He will then try to go get Basalt and Agathas Soul Cauldron, so he will be able to activate Kinnan with colorless mana. And he's going to do some big flips into Hullbreaker Order and other big monsters that are back-breaking and are going to be stopping the game. We're moving down to Marvo. Marvo is a new commander introduced in Murder at Karlov Manor. Marvo is a 1/8. He will try to handle the field, manage a little bit, and when they attack, they will clash. And when they clash, if they win, they can drop some big creatures or big spell like Peer into the Abyss, Wandering Archaic, Shield Dread, any big costs that will give them an edge on the other player. And then we're gonna have our little Kenny. Kenrith, the Returned King. Kenrith is a 5-color good stuff, being slowly replaced by Sisei, but he will by this time, using Heuristic Study and Mystic Remora, a few counterspell, Lopo Agent, and stuff like that to stretch the game until he can get one of his 2-card combo like Demonic Consultation with Tassa's Oracle. Or he can just find a way to make infinite mana and make you draw. Target player draws a card, so you can make everybody draw their deck. No pregame action were taken. We will go straight into the first turn. So the turn order starts with Kenrith. We do the deck tech in a clockwise order. And here we go. Ignoble Hierarch, trying to go and get a small edge mana-wise. Yeva does the same. Forest into the Lighted Halfling. So we shortcut Kinnan, Mox Diamond. Fetch a land, Mox Diamond, pitches Emergent Zone, plays Kinnan, Lotus Petal, cracks it for 2, Talisman into Signet, holy smokes, Signet into Llanowar Elves, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 cards. He was able to play 7 cards on his first turn, putting him at 8, 9 mana on turn 2. That's going to be a hard deal to climb out of. Marvo plays a Mana Vault and passes to Kenny. 1, 2, 3, Ristic. Restrictor 2 is, they're saying Restrictor 2 is kind of sad, seeing that Kinnan played 6 spell, but we need to remember Kinnan is down to 1 card in hand. So this is going to be a big thing. Yeva 2 for a Fanatic of Roas. Ristic trigger cannot be paid. Plays his own Ristic study. Pays the other Ristic with the extra floating. Plays a land, no card in hand, passes. So we've got a Hellbent Kinnan. So if we don't make him draw, if they don't make him draw, he may have some problem getting out of there. Marvo, Ristic triggers. She cannot pay. It is what it is. Passes to Kenny. Plays his own signet. Pays for Ristic. So Fanatic of Ronas is special because if he has a creature with power 4 or higher, he will be able to tap for 4. Green Sun for 2. Okay. They had a discussion, Ristic, on what he was going to get, and it was a Priest of the Titania. Kinnan player, I believe, had something, but he didn't want to, because he didn't want Hoof or Null Rod on the board. Big flip on Kinnan. Oof. So Consecrated Sphinx, everybody, an opponent draws a card, you may draw 2 cards. Seeing that there's a Ristic study opposite of him, which means that every time somebody doesn't pay the tax for that Ristic, he's gonna draw 2. 3 because he's gonna have his own Ristic. Chromux Ristic trigger. Cracked Scalding Tarn. Ooh, Baby Cyclo on the Sphinx. Of course, it will trigger the Ristic. So will trigger the Ristic. He will not pay it. Chromux back on the stack. He will pay Ristic. Exile Gilded Drake with his Chromux. Marvo goes to combat. So they're gonna clash, reveal the top. Whomever has the ISCMC wins the clash. If Marvo wins the clash, she can drop a 8-drop for free. So land. Sadly, it's a Marvo does not win. So it is going to be a whiffed opportunity for Marvo. So Ristic, Jewel Lotus, Ristic pays for both. I'm realizing I've got some problem with the stacking. I'll try to fix it after. I may forget. My apologies. Nobody's perfect. It is fetch galore. Would be nice to have an opposition agent somewhere. So Yeva draws and pass. At this point, he's gonna have 4 mana. When he gets 4 mana, he can cast Yeva at flash speed. And it's at that point that it gets dangerous because you never know what it's gonna do. Spellskite, Ristic trigger, lets him draw. Oh no, he paid it. Because it costs 2. Pays for the Ristic. Sphinx, back again. Which is worrisome. Untap. Takes 1 for the Vault. Draws. Goes to combat. Damn. Loses Clash again. So since there's no bad effect when she loses a Clash, and Kenny has nothing when he wins a Clash, so nothing happens. Shieldred. Sure. Ristic triggers. She doesn't pay. So the fun part is, will Consecrated Sphinx draw? So on cast, she mentions, please, Kenrith, do not draw on your Ristic. You can draw after, because you will give Kinnan 3 cards instead of only 1. And the next time you draw, he will draw 2, and it will cost him 4 life. So he goes with a plan. And then she passes. Goes for Phyrex and Metamorph. Ristic triggers. He pays it. So the question is, what is he gonna get? He could copy the Sphinx, draws as much card, but then again, if they have 2 Sphinx, they can bounce each other. Shieldred is a good choice. So now every time the Kennan player draws 1 card, he will lose 4 life. Which, with a Sphinx and a Ristic study, if you choose to draw, kills you fast. As predicted, Yeva can be countered. So Ristic triggers doesn't pay, because so it's Kenrith's turn. Kinnan draws 1. Then Ristic triggers for Kenny. Kinnan draws from Sphinx, so he lost 12 life in a single turn. Yeva will play Manglehorn, will pay for Kinnan's Ristic, so Kenrith can draw. Damn, Kinnan draws 2, losing another 8. Man, this is going down fast. Hoping he can win on this turn, or sooner than later. Manglehorn ETBs, destroys the Spellskite. Goes to his turn. Draws, lose 4. Bridgeworks Battle. So targets creature get +2/+2, and it fights another creature, which will fight the Consecrated Sphinx. We need to remember that Yeva is now a 6/2, so if he swings in anywhere, he might lose Yeva. Taps for 5 for his Seedborn Muse. Ristic triggers. Cannot pay, so it's their choice to draw or not. So down to 9 for the Kinnan player. Fimage. Ristic triggers on the Kenrith player. Fimage. So there's 2 ways to see this. Either he goes for Seedborn, or he could have went for Shieldred. And the reason why I would have went for Shieldred is to stop losing life. However, if he would stop drawing, he could just stop drawing, and he would stop losing life. But at least he would lose only 2 with a Shieldred. So Tezzeret the Seeker. This is a I go get Basalt and win. So let's see if anybody has an answer to that. Yeva taps for 4. Glade Muse. So whenever a player casts a spell, if it's not their turn, that player draws a card. This is a mandatory draw, so you need to pay attention of what you're doing because you could be drawing yourself into debt. So if Kinnan plays 2 spell, if it's not his turn, tries to play a counter spell, he's gonna be dead for sure. Glade Muse trigger. Glade Muse gets in. Ristic. He pays for the Kinnan player. Glade Muse resolve. Desert back on the stack. Tezzeret comes in, X -4. Ooh, goes and casts Hopo Agent. Ristic Study triggers, Glade Muse triggers, so he has to draw. He cannot pay for Ristic. Goes to 5 after drawing a card. Hard cast Mindbreak Trap. Ristic trigger. So we see Kinnan drawing and drawing cards. This is actually insane. Pays 1 for Swan Song. Ristic Glade Muse trigger. Draws. Will Kinnan draw down to 1 is the question. He do. Ow. So Kenrith has an activated ability that he can make and put in draw a card. So he could just kill him with that. So no answer, Swan Song, and Mindbreak Trap resolve. Oppo Agent goes on the field. Tezzeret abilities resolve, and it's going to be Kenny that's going to be looking for it through the library. So Kenrith's answer to talking to himself, like, what can I get? And knowing that he goes for the win con of the Kinnan player. So if you see someone doing not something that advances his play, but something that slows down someone, and you need to always think, I need to play. If the play I do, is it advancing my plan or is it just slowing someone? Kinnan will die on his turn, so there's no reason to go and get Basalt. He could have gotten anything that would have helped him. Well, an artifact, but sure. Shaman of the Forgotten Ways. Claim Muse triggers, Ristic triggers, but he pays it. Shaman of the Ways is a biorhythm on a stick. So biorhythm is your life becomes the amount, your life becomes X, and X is the amount of creatures you've got. Which could be absolutely devastating since there is some children on the board and every time you draw you lose something. Kinnan tries to do a big flip. Flips into nothing. So big flip goes into big whiff. So the Kinnan player is repenting. And he's saying, why did I draw myself to death? Marvo goes to combat. Clashes is 1 for 1. Once again, Marvo doesn't want to work. But usually, Marvo has Brainstorm, it has Sensei's Divining Top on the board. And right now, doesn't have any of the tools that they usually have to be able to change what's on the top deck. Taps for 5. Wandering Archaic, which is nice. Ristic triggers. She cannot pay. Goes to Kenny. So Yeva did nothing. So once again, Kinnan tries to big flip. whiffs, so for a second time in a row. So I'm pretty sure Kenrith has now 15-ish card in his hand. So, fun fact, what happens when you start the game, you always have Gemstone Cavern in hand, especially only if you are the first player to play, which is Kennan is saying, yeah, I had that opening end. Finally, if Devastation X equal 2, Heuristic trigger, Wandering Archaic trigger. Then he's wondering, he's thinking about the wandering, is wondering about the Wandering Archaic. He's thinking about not allowing her to copy it. And at the same time, he knows what he has on board. So in real life, before I edited it, it was a 5-minute discussion about do I let her copy or do I not let the copy go by? And at that point, he just says, yeah, fuck it. You can copy it. So finally resolve, and he says, go look, I got Oppo. And then they just go, oh man, why? Why? So he'll go get a Fimage. We are thinking that he's gonna go get a Dockside. Dockside for the thing is, if he goes get Dockside on the ETB triggers, Kinnan can cast a spell, draw a card, and die. Or goes into his own final gift devastation. Grand Abo. So he is stopping Kinnan from dropping out of the game so that the Dockside resolves with a higher count if he has it in hand. Which he wouldn't go get Grand Abolisher if he didn't have to. He Hotawara Mangalorn into his hand, so now the treasures will get in on tap. 1 red gets Dockside. So even if they add anything to do, they could just, the only thing they could do is channel something because Grand Abolisher is there. So, yeah, nobody has any answer. Nobody can do anything. So, Dockside resolve, Dockside ETBs for 7. So Dockside makes 7. He has a Fimage as a backup. Personally, I would always cast a Fimage as a backup, just to have a little bit more headroom. And it is what he is doing. Goes to 14 treasure. Roll 12, but sure. 3 for Hemiel. And he has a combo. So the combo is cast Hemiel, brings Hemiel, you activate Hemiel, bounce Dockside, make 7 treasure, reuse Hemiel for 4 for 3, 3 exile another target creature, bounce Dockside, get 7, reuse Hemiel, bounce Dockside, get 7, so he's always +4. And at that point, Kenrith is one of the commander with the most outlet. Because he could just go and get a bunch of creatures, draw his deck, cast creatures, give them +1/+1 ace trample. That's his first ability, or he could just make everybody draws their deck. With the last ability, he will kill Yeva and Kinnan because there's two children. He will not kill Marvo, but Marvo will die on her draw step because she's not gonna have any cards in her library. Thank you everyone for listening. We reached the 82 subscribers, but the biggest thing that I would like to thank you for is there was 300 different 300 unique users. 60 of you are returning customers. Thank you very much. Really appreciate it. 240 of you are new people. Welcome. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. Leave a comment at the bottom if you want to talk about anything. And we'll see each other next game.